Where am I now? Okay, have a look at this. Where am I? Any clues? Well, I'll tell you. I'm at the back part of the palace of the mother of the King of Granada. Boabdil's mother. There you go. Now this area is a very, very important area in history. Very important. Where these gardens are and where the Congress Palace is over there, we'll go over there in a minute. It's very, very important historically speaking. Okay, here we have a pomegranate tree. Look here, the symbol of Granada. And here we have the king, Boabdil, and I think that's the mother, Aisha. I'm not too sure now. So he's the king. There's a little plaque here, or plaque commemorating, but you can't see it now. So this is the king here, and behind him is Aisha's palace. There you have the mother, Aisha, and the king himself here. King Boabdil. Well, why is this area so important? Okay, well, I'll tell you why this area is so important. This part of the city, well, we can say 500, 600 years ago. Well, it's not many years ago, in fact, not far back. This is where, in 1492, the King of Granada, Boabdil, handed over the keys to the Catholic monarchs. Here it was. So this area was, of course, outside the city. This was like marshland. It was. Even the palace that we have over there was outside the city. It was in the countryside. So there's a famous picture that I'll post on this video showing you where we are. Now you can see it's the Congress Palace over here, playground for kids, etc, etc. A thing here to analyze the air. We have a hotel, but historically speaking, this area is very, very important. This is where it all happened in 1492. Even Christopher Columbus was here. This was the last Muslim ruler of the city handing the keys to the Christians after, we could say, almost 900 years of rule. So tremendously important. Here we have a very, very unique building. Okay, this is La Ermita de San Sebastián. I'll show you here, you can see. Now, this ermita you can see in the picture where they're handing over the keys. So this was here 600 years ago and before that. So it's very, very important. Now it's closed off. Before you could walk in, it was open, but they had to close it off because of vandalism, and people used to drink alcohol here and etc, etc, and they used to, well, destroy the building. Let's have a look what it says here. So this is the only Muslim marabout, an Islamic tomb or shrine of a holy man, preserved from the many that were scattered throughout the Nasiri city. It was here where the meeting of Boabdil took place on the 2nd of January 1492 to hand the keys of the city of the Catholic monarchs. The first Mass was celebrated under the shadow of the majestic poplar tree. Poplar tree, there's this one here, see, it's still here today. Was celebrated under the shadow of the poplar, which was located within the vicinity of the building, but pulled out in 1760. So, but they put this one in place now. Having become a Christian chapel under the patronage of San Sebastian, it took house the sculpture of Nuestra Senora la Antigua, our Virgin of the old Antigua, which was donated to the city by the Catholic monarchs. Nowadays, the sculpture stands in the Cathedral of Granada. This Virgin of San Sebastian became the first patron saint of Granada. A flood from the Genil River, that's over there, I'll show you now, caused its most important restoration, but fortunately it did not affect the structure or square floor. The square floor is bounded by walls made of mud and a semi-hemispherical dome of brick with 16 ribs that form a star in the center. It was declared a National Historic Artistic Monument in 1931. So you can imagine how old this building is. In fact, we can't see from here, but on the side of the building, right there where my finger is, there's a plaque commemorating the handing over of the keys of the city. So this place is very, very important. Very important. It was even a bar once. Can you believe it? So there you go. This is La Ermita de San Sebastian. Now I'm going to show you where the River Genil is, where it flooded. Today, well, the river is very low. But in those times, I think the river was more or less the height of the building, more or less. And over here you have the River Genil. Very, very important river for Granada, this. As you see, it's one of the main arteries in the city. Here we have the Ermita. According to my calculations, more or less, the handing of the keys took place right over here, because in the picture we can see the corner of the Ermita. You can see here the plaque. That plaque there is commemorating the handing of the keys of the Muslim king. So I would say more or less behind the fence here is where it took place. Let's have a look. A little bit further down here. Let's have a look. Excuse me, I got my cough back again. Okay. Let's have a look. More or less where that couple are sitting, it took place. Yeah, more or less there. More or less, yes. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because we can see the corner, this part here, we can see that in the picture. And over here, you have Boabdil and the Catholic monarchs over here. And over there, what we can't see today because the trees are in the way, is you can see the old walled city of the Alhambra. So we're going to walk that way now. We are. But you have to use a little bit of your imagination nowadays. You do. So, Congress Palace. Well, you can't see it from here. But over there, you have the Roman bridge. In one of my videos, you can see the Roman bridge. You can. And I think it was inside the city or outside, I'm not too sure now, but there was a big defensive wall there. It was, you can see that in the picture. And the Catholic kings were out. They were outside here, handing over the keys, they were. So this area, very important. Not many people know that, what I just said to you now. Okay, let's go back to the palace again. See if we can get a better picture from the front. You fancy doing any sport? Look, outdoor gym. Not for me. I don't want to ruin my physique. Not today, I don't want to ruin it today. Nearly here. Nearly to the front of the palace. Here we have a young, well, not a young woman, but a woman feeding the cats. ¿Cómo va, señora? ¿Bien? ¿Ya está?
Me ha picado una avispa.
¿Te ha picado una avispa?
Tengo un dolor en el dedo.
Es que hay que tener cuidado con las avispas. Donde tiene la comida.
Es que se habían metido aquí dentro.
Ya.
Y hay un dolor que tengo en el dedo.
Pues métete, ¿cómo se llama esto? El muñeco. Se quita.
Que yo le ponga a mi pobre chico.
Te dejas, ¿no?
Sí.
Vale, ya está. La guardia de seguridad no dice nada, ¿no?
No, ni la gente está de adentro.
Bueno, vamos a mirar a ver si grabo el frontal y ya está.
Por lo menos.
Sí, algo por lo menos, ¿no?
Aquí los arrenderos de vez en cuando le quitan los cacharros.
Sí.
Pero como yo siempre vengo preparado un cacharro,
Ay, muy bien.
pues le vuelvo a poner.
Bueno, vamos a mirar. Ahí están los gatos aquí. Bueno, señora, hasta luego. Okay. So, here we have the front of the building. It's beautiful, it is. It's very beautiful inside too. Over here, this part here, and where the flats are, I'll just get out the sun a little bit, I think. These flats are built on the land of this. Here used to be gardens, fountains, etc. It used to be beautiful. It used to be, well, I imagine so, like La Generalife of the Alhambra. But today, look, just cement, and under here we have garages. So you can imagine what's been lost. Okay, let's have a look at here. So the front part of the house, or the palace, or not the house, the palace. You can see, I don't know if I can get the phone in here. No, I can't get the phone in here. So, look. This was Aisha's palace, the mother of Boabdil. We can visit this in September. We'll come and visit in September, we will. And I'll show you the inside. Because they're on holiday now, they are. Okay, look. Well, this palace has been, I would say, virtually destroyed. Because all this cement. Over here you have a big fountain over there. That's been cut off. That has, probably to save water. But this isn't very well looked after compared to other places. It's a little bit hidden away, it is, so people don't really know about it. Or people, if they do know about it, they don't know what it is. Okay. The street, Abu Said. Okay, see you in a minute. Okay, see this tunnel here? Okay. This tunnel goes right up and ends up where the Alhambra is. I've been down here. It takes around 2 hours to come out this end, it does. But extremely dirty, extremely smelly, and extremely everything you could imagine. A couple of months ago, no, I would say a couple of years ago, they were trying to organize tours down in that tunnel, but I don't know what happened, but it didn't take off. I think they had to close it for health reasons. I'm not too sure now. Okay, and here is the old wall of the city. Look, here it is. This is what they found while they were digging the car park. So these were the walls I was talking to you about up there that separated the city from the marshland. And the kings, the Catholic kings and Boabdil, well, they met outside of the walls of the city, they did. And these are the remains of the walls. There you go. The parking that is virtually opposite the Congress Palace. Okay, here's the name. To the palace area now, and look for my headphones. I lost them, so I'll go back there now. So here we have, this is the back. Let's go around. Can't see much because of the sun. So this monument here is to commemorate the gypsies and the flamenco here in Granada, Sacramonte. Here, and you want to see the walls. Well, if you're at the top part here where the flamenco statue is, if you look down here you can see also the walls. Okay, there you go. So this is the parking. Well, it's another really hot day today. It is. The temperature has gone up again. Today is around 41 Celsius. During the morning it is cooler, and at night it gets cooler, but midday it's absolutely terrible. It is. So look at this. Here we have Stuart Whatley. I don't know who Stuart Whatley is, but Alexander Dumas. Okay, let's find my headphones. This area was like marshland before. In fact, when it rains a lot, believe me, it does rain a lot here when it rains. This area here still gets flooded. I decided to go underneath the Congress Palace. I have to avoid the wind a little bit, so I can speak to you on the telephone here. When it gets too windy, well, it affects the microphone and you can hear nothing. It's a shame. This used to be a bar, quite a good area for a bar really, because it's near the Congress Palace. But the problem is the rent is so expensive. You could pay maybe 2,000 euros rent for that. And yeah, you understand, selling cups of coffee and cokes and orange juice and things like that, well, to pay 2,000 euros a month, on rent, well, it's ridiculous, you can't do it, can you? And then on top of that, you have to pay your social security. That is around, let me think, 300 euros I think it is, the social security. Electricity here is really expensive, it is. And of course the water. Water's not too bad. But the thing is, here in Spain they have two tariffs, they do. If you're a business and if you're like private. So if you're private you have one tariff, that's cheaper, but still expensive. Then if you have a business, the business tariffs are absolutely sky high. They are. And they even have like a tariff on the drought. Because it doesn't rain, you have to pay more money on the drought. But the thing is, when it rains a lot, you still have to pay more or less the same amount of money. So no win-win situation there. Okay, let's see if I can find my headphones. Unfortunately, no luck. I haven't found my headphones, so I've lost them. Oh well, what can we do? Well, let's get a glass of water or a coffee and wait for it. Yes, a biscuit too. Something sweet. You know, I can't live without a sweet thing. It's like a biscuit or something. Who knows? So people look at you very strange here when you're talking to yourself in the middle of the street with a gimbal with a telephone stuck inside. People look at you really strange. Yes, I think sometimes you have to be a little crazy to do these things sometimes. It helps to be anyway. Not everybody is able to speak to themselves walking along the street. Here the firemen want more money. They do. Civil servants, they do a good job, but the economical situation is not the greatest. In fact, Spain is a fantastic country to come to live in. Sorry, there's many opportunities, great weather, nice people, etc. But work is absolutely terrible here. If you don't start your own business here, really, you can't get a job. It's very, very difficult to get a job. And when you do get a job, if you're lucky enough to get a job, the salary is absolutely awful. And the conditions also are awful too. You know, in Britain, you know, where I'm from, well, people work 9 to 5. Some people work a little bit more. But here, you can work, we could say, 8:30 in the morning, and you finish at 10 o'clock or 10:30 at night, every day. Every day. It's terrible, it is. And maybe for 800 or 900 euros a month. And with that you have to pay everything. So very difficult here, work-wise. Very difficult. Okay. These are the taxis waiting for their customers. There's been some problems with taxis and Uber lately. They don't get on too well. They're not the best of friends at the moment. But I hope that will change in the future. New technologies always create a bit of conflict, at the beginning, I think, but hopefully they'll get on better. The problem is that the taxi license is really, really expensive. I'm not too sure how much it is, but I'll say, let's say, I don't know, 10,000 euros or more for a taxi license. And an Uber license is like 50 euros or 150. So this is why they're complaining. Okay, I want to get something to drink. Let's cross the road. The River Genil again. Okay. I have my motorbike over here somewhere, I think. I'm not too sure where. Okay. Hey, getting near the motorbike now. God, it's hot. My God. Oh, bloody torture it is. Okay, here's the bike. The mean machine.